Hi everyone, welcome back to lordgod YouTube channel. So in the channel, this is the video that we are going to discuss about what is the important layer of the element which we are using in the rebar detailing. Before we are get into this video, kindly subscribe and there is bell icon button so that a future video will come to your YouTube channel whenever you are searching for the video for the rebar detailing. And then there is if you like the video, do like and comment also, so that I may come to know, okay, these are all the doubt, there is a future video that I need to fulfill those comments and everything. So let's get into this video. The first thing which we are going to discuss about, what is the element, what is the layer that we are going to use for based on the element in rebar detailing. The first element that we are going to talk about, raft or foundation, or that we can call raft one, we can call instead raft, that we are going to call that one as a foundation, the basement. And there is another name instead of foundation that we are going to call basement 3 or basement 2, which is the least of the basement floor our project has. So that is the name we usually call. So now we are going to tell the foundation or raft layer. So what are all the main layers that we are going to included in the raft? So first one is B1 layer, that we used to say B1, bottom B1 layer, and B2 layer, chair bar. Chair bar is always used to carry the top layers, so another than the T2 layer and T1 layer. And there is additional layers also they have provided. So these are all the things always, what is the reinforcement and what is the spacing, these are all the information that we always get from the structural design. So it's easy for us to find. So what is the structural design that we have already discussed? The structural design which has what is the reinforcement of rebar detailing that we are going to detail, and what is the spacing of those, and the first page, what are all the requirement that we need to put into that our shop drawing. And the second thing, what is the concrete profile. So concrete profile that we used to say general arrangement, GA. And after that, inside the general arrangement, what is the reinforcement, how we are going to provide, how from each project, each different project, they have some expectation from to the detailing. So this is the rebar reinforcement that they asked us to go for, and they were providing into the structural design. So from the structural design only, we are going to detail the rebar detailing. So that is the reinforcement that we can take from that. And what is the shape of rebar and shape code of the rebar. So the rebar shape, which means the rebar going to L rebar shape, or else which we are going to provide rebar as a straight bar, which we are going to provide the rebar as a U bar. So these are all the things also from the structural design they ask us to go for. And if they don't ask us to go for, we need to discuss internally, and we need to provide the shape code based on the profile what we have or what we are going to detail. So this is the reason. And the first one that we are going to discuss about the raft. This is the normal procedure always rebar detailing do, that we have discussed in the previous videos also. If you did not come to find, this is the procedure that we are going to take from the structural design. So this is a small video, it's useful for you to rewind once more. So now what is the main layer that we are going to follow for the raft or foundation or the basement. So now we are going to discuss about the raft or foundation, B1 layer, B2 layer, and chair bar, and T2 layer, T1 layer. If there is an additional layer they ask us to go for, we need to take the structural design and we need to detail the two also. Each layer has a different drawing number, shop drawing number, and each layer has different shop drawing too. For example, if you are going to detail the rebar detailing for the B1 layer, the big raft or big sizes of plan in that slab portion. So slab here, what we mean to say, the raft or basement. Small slab will be there, but the bigger thick that we always used to say transfer slab, if it comes in the basement, that is the slab that we are going to say raft or foundation, or else basement 3. For example, I am saying if we are going to discuss about one project and they ask us to go for the basement 3, so that is the raft or foundation called basement 3. Mostly the people, opposite people, they want us to explain this is the least floor of the building. So that is the name we should call raft or foundation. And bracket that we are going to mention, okay, basement 3 or basement 4, it's our wish. But this is the procedure that normally that we are going to use in this rebar detailing. So basement, what are all the layer that as we discussed, B1 layer, bottom 1 layer, bottom 2 layer, and chair bars, top 1 layer, top 2 layer, and additional bars. More than that, what is the layer that we are going to discuss in the raft or basement or foundation? And there is a pit location will be there. 3 types of pit we need to discuss when it comes to the raft or else foundation. Raft or else foundation itself, there is a 3 pit type we need to consider. So once we are going to talk about the raft or foundation, from that raft or foundation there is a core wall and stair wall need to provide, because each floor has a ramp and each building has a staircase and each building has a core wall which is useful for us to provide lift portion. So wherever the lift portion, that area we need to provide the core wall reinforcement. So that is the core wall reinforcement. We need to provide a small pit down below that basement or foundation. There is a small pit we need to consider. So from the small pit only we need to arrange the reinforcement details. For the pit, the small pit, what are all the layer that we are going to consider? The same what we have discussed in the foundation or raft, that the same layer that we are going to follow the raft pit, or 2 types of pit. One is the core wall pit, the another one is the staircase wall pit. Whenever the staircase starts from the foundation, there is a small pit below the raft or foundation. They were provide the level for those, and it will start like that only. Then after that they filled with some sand and what all the material they have, they filled with those, and then they started for the staircase or for the core wall. From what they have finalized the level, that they always start to do from that level only. So this is the things. And what is the connectivity of that pit and normal raft? There is a Z bar always we need to provide. Once we start to see the reinforcement, it's easy for us to identify. So this is the thing that we are going to discuss in the future. Doing the drawing and explaining the things, it's easy, but now I just wanted to tell the oral drawing what we are going to discuss about, what is the main layer that we need to consider. So what is the connectivity of those raft and the small pit? There is a Z bar we need to consider. So that is the reinforcement also we are going to take from the structural design. From all the reinforcement, what are all the reinforcement that we are going to provide in the raft or pit area? All the reinforcement, there is none doubt at all, we are going to take from the structural design only. If they forget to provide only, we are going to raise the question or RFI or the confirmation that we are going to ask from the higher authorities. So it's easy for us to put wherever we want to. We have a doubt in that area, we need to cloud and we need to provide normal reinforcement, and we should ask from the higher authorities. So once they confirm the reinforcement, that we will go and detail further. So this is the 2 pit that we have discussed. And what is the another pit? That is the pit we used to call tower crane. When the tower crane comes from the foundation or basement, what is the use of tower crane? So that first things we need to discuss in this. What is the tower crane meaning? Whenever we are going to build the structure, there is a lot of flow that we need to consider. So how they will pour the concrete? By using the tower crane only. Tower crane is useful structure for us to pour the concrete. It's one of the main machine, or else we used to say machine, or we used to say construction equipment. So that is the main thing we always used to pour the concrete on the floors, on slabs, and whenever we want it. Even though it's useful for us to pour the concrete in the column and beam, wherever the element is related to the concrete area. This is the tower crane. From tower crane there is the equipment, it comes from basement to until the roof they used to provide. So that is the machine need some area to stand. So that area we are going to provide center of the building. If it's the big structure, that is the tower crane, if you are going to provide center or corner of the building, it is too useful for them to pour the concrete whenever they want, because they have some distance from one to another area. There is another tower crane also. If it's a too much bigger sizes in the buildings area, they have 2-3 tower crane from the basement, and they have provided the place for the tower crane machine or tower crane equipment. So that is the pit only we need to discuss. And 3 types of pit. We used to say opening also. From the basement or raft or foundation, we always used to consider these are all the main pit we need to go and detail from the basement or foundation. One is the staircase pit, and another one is the core wall pit, and another one tower crane pit. Tower crane pit, it's useful for us to pour the concrete whenever we want. So it is the later cast. I just wanted to say this is the later cast. So once it's become the opening, and once they finish all the layer and all the concrete, there is a small opening, because after they removing that tower crane from the building, there is a small opening will be still there, and there is a bar that we need to provide anchorage for the later case. So once it's done, we are going to discuss about the other element. So from that time you come to know what is the tower crane. It's easy for us to identify. So now we are discussing what is the raft and what is the main layer for the raft, and what are all the layer and element that we need to consider. So 3 types of pit that we have discussed. So next video, from the raft alone, we need to consider the another vertical also, that we used to say starter. So that is the thing we are going to discuss in the next video. Until bye.